Hi, it's Chris Klinger, and this is Minutespirations. Today's topic, didn't. All right, a very close friend of mine started a new job a couple of weeks back and was to be trained by the person whom she was taking a place of. That sounded weird, didn't it? Anyhow, that person didn't really train her. She was working behind the computer desk, not giving up information, and maybe that was training, because it forced my close friend to do some research, to ask questions, and to discover the stuff she needed. So the trainer goes away for a couple of weeks and comes back after my friend had really gotten a handle on things, and the trainer walks in and noticed that the office had been rearranged, noticed that there were processes that had been optimized, and noticed that inventory previously out of control was now in control. And she looked around and kind of smugly said, "Ha, I could have done that." Friends, it made me remember a story I heard about Christopher Columbus when he had to get money to build the 3 ships. He already had the name to go discover the Americas. And he goes into the finance committee and he says, "Hey, I need to have some money to buy some ships." And one of the folks in the committee said, "Well, first you have to prove yourself worthy." Everybody had just gotten big, huge submarine sandwiches with a slice of pickle, except for Chris Columbus. He was on a ketogenic diet, had nuts and cheeses and meats and an egg in front of him. And he said, "Well, what if somebody balances this egg on one end? And when they do that, that person determines if I'm worthy or not." And so everybody said, "Yeah, that sounds good. Nobody's gonna be able to do it." So they pass the egg around. It goes from person to person, from man to woman, and nobody can balance the egg on one side. It comes back to Chris, and he looks at it and he taps it on one side and sets it on its end and does it. And the critical member of that committee looked over and smugly said, "Yeah, I could do that." So what did Chris Columbus say? What did my good friend say? The same thing you're probably thinking right now? I'll tell you, they didn't. So out of this story comes 2 takeaways. 1, when you're going against the grain, you're going to be criticized. Stand your ground. And number 2, when you have some kind of a comment that is cutting and you just want to fire it back, don't. Be the bigger person. See you next time. Make today great, and thanks for tuning in.